Do you ever find yourself stuck in a loop, replaying conversations, worrying about the future, or just thinking yourself into a corner? That's overthinking, and it's something that can drain your energy and steal your peace. It often feels like our brains are running a marathon we never signed up for. But what if I told you there are simple science-backed tricks you can use to stop this mental spiral? Today, we diving deep into 6 powerful psychological techniques to help you reclaim your mental space and find clarity. First up, trick number 1, name the worst case. When we overthink, our minds often create vague, shapeless fears that feel huge and terrifying. This trick forces you to confront that fear directly. Ask yourself, what is the absolute worst thing that could happen? Then, get specific. For example, let's say you're overthinking a presentation at work. The worst case? Maybe you stumble over your words, your boss looks disappointed, and a colleague makes a comment. Okay, now what? You'd feel embarrassed for a day, maybe practice more for the next one, and life would go on. The psychological principle here is called decatastrophizing. By defining the worst-case scenario, you strip it of its power. You realize that even the worst outcome is usually manageable, survivable, and not the world-ending disaster your anxious mind made it out to be. It turns a giant monster into a small concrete problem you can actually solve. Next, trick number 2, limit your decision windows. Overthinking often paralyzes us when we face a choice, big or small. We analyze every possible outcome until we're exhausted. The solution? Give yourself a strict deadline. For smaller decisions, like what to eat for dinner or which email to answer first, give yourself just 30 seconds. For bigger ones, like choosing a vacation spot, maybe you give yourself one afternoon to research and decide. For instance, if you're stuck choosing between 2 job offers, you could set a timer for 1 hour. During that hour, you list the pros and cons, talk to one trusted friend, and that's it. When the timer goes off, you make the call. This works because of Parkinson's law, which states that work expands to fill the time allotted for its completion. By limiting the time, you force your brain to be efficient and rely on your gut instinct, which is often more accurate than we give it credit for. It prevents analysis paralysis and builds your decision-making confidence. Trick number 3 is simple but incredibly effective. Write, don't think. Our thoughts can feel like a tangled mess inside our heads. Trying to sort them out mentally is like trying to untangle a necklace in the dark. So, grab a pen and paper or open a notes app. Write down every single thought, worry, and fear that's swirling around. Don't censor it. Don't try to make it neat. Just get it all out. This process is called externalization. It moves the thoughts from the abstract, chaotic space in your mind to a concrete, external form. Imagine you're worried about a difficult conversation you need to have. Writing down, I'm scared they'll get angry. What if I say the wrong thing? And I don't want to hurt their feelings, makes those fears tangible. Once they're on paper, they often seem smaller and more manageable. You can look at them objectively, as if they belong to someone else, and start to see solutions you couldn't see before. Let's move on to trick number 4, future self-distancing. When we're stuck in a worry loop, we're too close to the problem. This technique helps you get some perspective by stepping into the shoes of your future self. Ask yourself, how will I feel about this in a week? A month? A year? 5 years? Let's say you made an embarrassing mistake at a social event. Right now, it feels like the end of the world. But fast forward 1 year. Will you even remember it? Probably not. Will anyone else? Definitely not. This mental time travel works by activating the more rational, long-term planning parts of your brain and calming the immediate, emotional response of the amygdala. It reminds you of the impermanence of most problems. What feels like a huge deal today is often just a tiny blip on the radar of your life. This perspective shift can instantly reduce the emotional weight of your current worries. Trick number 5 is a fun one: physical interruption. Overthinking is a mental habit, and like any habit, it can be broken by a pattern interrupt. When you catch yourself spiraling, do something that forces your body and brain to change gears completely. This isn't just about distraction, it's about a hard reset. You could stand up and do 10 jumping jacks. You could splash cold water on your face. You could put on a high-energy song and dance for 1 minute. The key is to make it physical. For example, the moment you realize you're replaying a negative comment for the 10th time, immediately get up and walk to the kitchen to make a cup of tea, focusing on every single step. The feel of the mug, the smell of the tea. A sudden physical action breaks the cognitive loop. It forces your brain to shift its focus from abstract worries to concrete, sensory information, effectively derailing the train of overthinking. This works because the mind and body are deeply connected. Finally, trick number 6, schedule your worry time. This might sound counterintuitive, but giving your worries a designated appointment can be revolutionary. Instead of letting anxiety interrupt you all day, you make a deal with your brain. Tell yourself, I'm not going to worry about this now. I will dedicate 15 minutes at 7 p.m. to think about it. When 7 p.m. rolls around, sit down and worry intentionally. Let all the thoughts come. When the 15 minutes are up, you're done for the day. What you'll often find is that by the time your worry appointment arrives, the issue doesn't seem as urgent, or you've already subconsciously found a solution. This is based on a cognitive behavioral therapy technique. It contains the anxiety, teaching your brain that you are in control of when and where you engage with these thoughts. It stops worry from being the boss of your day and puts you back in the driver's seat. So there you have it, 6 powerful, psychology-backed tricks to stop overthinking in its tracks. It's not about never having a worried thought again. It's about having the tools to manage those thoughts so they don't manage you. Try picking 1 or 2 of these that resonate with you and start practicing them today. You have the power to quiet the noise and find your calm. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more tips on mastering your mindset. See you next time.